Hey, what's going on? Joel here. This is a response to mrhoffame's thread, his most recent one. Um, I'm fairly new to the vinyl community, and I've been watching the videos for a couple weeks of various users, and I thought, maybe I could assert my opinion into this community. So this will be my first video. Anyway, let's start it off. The first question is name 3 bands that politically you don't agree with. First, let's start off with possibly my favorite band of all time, Pink Floyd. And they have so many different ideals in politics that they follow, but one is something that they talk about in their song Money, which is their desire to be famous and rich and earn a lot of money, which it doesn't really fit with Pink Floyd to me because they're creating such music that I feel like they don't focus on that, but they do because they indicate that in Money. But I mean, the rest of their ideals in politics and everything I do agree with, but just that one little thing I kind of have a problem with. And even after they became famous and made a lot of money, they kind of regretted it. So next one is a band/solo project called Burzum. The lead guy's Varg Vikernes. And the one thing I don't really agree with is just his racism. I'm not racist, and I don't agree with his racism. So that's about it. The last one, the third one that I don't agree with is Liturgy, and I don't know if you've seen the interviews. It's a black metal band, but they claim that they're all optimists. If you're an optimist, you don't play black metal, and they just mention all these things like romanticism and transcendental black metal. The interview is a joke, and it's pretty funny. So if you've never seen that interview, just look up the Liturgy interview. It's a black metal that's full of optimists. So I don't agree with that at all. The second question I found really interesting. Another legendary album. And I'm gonna say there are legendary albums that have been released lately and will be released, but not in the terms of Dark Side of the Moon, Sgt. Pepper's, Blonde on Blonde, that kind of thing. Because if you look at those 3 albums and the other albums that are legendary, that we consider legendary, they're pop albums back then. And they were popular music. They were in the charts in the top 10. Everyone loved those, and they were accepted widely by each demographic and each audience. And there's so much music out there. There's so many different scenes, and there's never going to be an album that everyone's going to accept and love, because even like pop music today, top 40, none of it's legendary, and none of it's going to be legendary. I think pop music is going to keep on going downhill, or just stay where it is right now and stay there. But there are legendary albums in a scene. For example, this is one of my favorite records I own, Sleep's Dope Smoker. That's a legendary record in the doom stoner scene. And you also got albums like The Action Is Go by Fu Manchu in 1999 and Dope Throne in 2001. Even in like the post-metal scene, you got Neurosis coming out with albums. Their most legendary, I think, is in what the hell is it called? Oh, fuck. Through Silver and Blood. Fuck. Okay, anyway, that's embarrassing. And ISIS's Panopticon, which was 2004. Even Sun's Monoliths and Dimensions that was released in, I think, 2009, maybe even last year. That's a legendary album and the best drone metal album, I think. And you just got to take a scene, and there are legendary albums coming out in each scene, and those are just some examples. Images. Bands that I enjoy their images. First one would be Ghost. They are just kind of like a old style, kind of sound like a 70s rock band pretty much, but the lead singer is a satanic preacher, and he dresses in the robes and everything, which I think is awesome. And the next one is Boards of Canada, and it's not so much their image, but the lack thereof. And they make music for themselves, and they don't want to be as popular as they are, which is the case with a lot of bands, but they just don't no one knows who they are almost. That no one knows anything about them. They do some interviews, they have some pictures, but that's about it. You know, they don't want to. They don't have an image. I enjoy that a lot. That idea. Next is Church of Misery. Not so much image, but kind of their ideals. They talk about serial killers in every song, and since I have a fascination with serial killers, and you know I'm studying psychology, I just have a really fascination for serial killers, and I enjoy their ideals and their music as well. And the last one is Sun, and they're the robes that they wear and the lights and the fog at their shows and just the packaging and the records and everything. I really enjoy that. It really goes along with the dark tone of the music, so enjoy that. 5 favorite soundtrack songs. First is Green is the Color by Pink Floyd. That will be on this guy. I also had a Sun record in case you were interested. Green is the Color, and also Cymbeline. I didn't really know which one to pick, but that's a great soundtrack, and Pink Floyd's one of my favorite bands, so I just had to pick those 2 songs. Next one is Strangers by the Kinks. That's found on the Darjeeling Limited soundtrack, and I really just think it fits with the characters and the tone of the movie, and every time I hear that song I think of Darjeeling Limited, and it's a great song too. Love the Kinks. So the next one is May It Be by Enya. That's found on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Lord of the Rings, those 3 movies are the greatest movies ever created. No arguments. No, they are the greatest movies ever. And this song, you know, Enya does a great job because, you know, her vocals are just majestic and everything, and it really fits. And I couldn't really pick a song that Howard Shore did. Just this soundtrack is flawless, and it's what makes the movies what they are, I think, and the acting and the setting and everything. Love that movie. Love those movies to death. Next is Society by Eddie Vedder. That's found in the Into the Wild soundtrack. I feel like the sound that he created really goes with the movie really well, and the lyrics in Society really do as well. The last one is Walking Bruges by Carter Burwell, and this is found in the movie In Bruges. And it's like a 30-second piano piece, but it's just the melody that I enjoy. Every time I hear this melody, I think of the depth that the movie has, so I just really like that. Final question, what does the vinyl community mean to you? Well, I'm really new to this, and I've just kind of been watching videos of various users, and I've just been intrigued by their collections, because I kind of just recently started off, because obviously I'm young, and you know, I have a decent collection. I mean, maybe 70, 80. I mean, nothing compared to you guys, but I haven't been at it for very long, and, you know, I don't have a college degree or anything, so I'm not making any money at all. But what it means is, you know, no one really nowadays understands why I buy vinyl. Not like my parents don't. My other friend does, so he understands, but some of my friends don't, and they're just like, well, I download it. Why don't you? I'm like, well, I do download some things, guilty. But I just like the packaging. Yeah, you know, I explain everything, but you know, they just don't get it because, you know, it was popular 30, 40 years ago, and people just don't get that. And you guys do, so that's awesome. And also, the vinyl community means that I don't feel guilty for spending so much money on vinyl, because I look at everyone else's collection and I realize that people are spending so much more money than I am, and I don't feel as guilty. So that means a lot. It really does. But I guess this was my first video. Hope you enjoyed my answers. Sorry I didn't remember the title of that Neurosis album, Through Silver and Blood. One of my favorite albums of all time. I just blanked. But whatever. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.